and they can reach out and help you. They can reach out and give you information. And that's another woo-woo thing that I've been carrying. Listen, don't do that. That's wrong. No! We're interconnected with everybody and everything. We are spiritual beings, and we step out in the Spirit. And we may come back and put on another outfit, another form, another body. What is she talking about? Somebody's thinking. I was raised never to believe in reincarnation. That's of the devil. But it's for real. Every time we come back, if we choose, we can bring more information. We can be more aware. Some of you will start waking up to the gifts that you have from within, that you had ages ago. Why? So you can make more money? So you can be famous? Is that what you want? If that's what you want, maybe that's what you get. But if you get that, you don't have much. Why do I say that? It's like that young man that came up to Jesus and he said, Master, oh, I want to do all that you do. Oh, you're such a genius. Oh my goodness. You raise the dead. You heal the sick. You feed them. Oh my goodness, I want that too. What must I do? He said, sell it all. Give it all. Don't give it all away. Don't sell it. Give it all away and then come follow me. Well, there's a problem here. I have a lot of things. Actually, I'm pretty wealthy. Anything on this earth I can have. I don't think so. But it's not about the material things. It's about waking up and finding that all that I have, Jesus said, the Father has given it all to me. All wisdom, all knowledge, all love, all power, all strength, all these things I have. You have it too. Come and follow me. Don't come and worship me. Come and follow me. And as you're following me, you will find the understanding in the heart to open up. We've been seeking power over other nations, over other countries, over other people for eons of time. That power is not power. Oh, listen, how about the atomic bomb? Oh my gosh, how about this, that, and the other? How about it? Greater is that is in you than that is in the world. Do you know greater is that is in you than is in that world? How many atoms do you have in you? How much energy do you have in you? I was thinking about being with you and Alan, your husband, out to dinner one evening. And Alan started laughing at a dream I had. I told him that there were a lot of people gathered around me. I was walking down the road, and here comes this gangs, it looked like, circled around me. And that's that time that I was wearing my necklace that was gold and earrings. I didn't even think of that till now, but I was wearing that. I mean, that's all oneness of all things. That's all major religions. And they said, we want everything. We want your pocketbook, we want your earrings, your necklace. Give us every penny you got. I want it. I said, no, you're not going to take it. No. You're not going to take it. They said, we'll show you. And they started pulling out guns. I said, you can't kill me. And they started laughing. You're just one old person. We can do whatever we want to do with you. We have the power. I said, no. And they pulled out the guns, surrounded me, and said, we'll show you. And I said, you can't harm me. And they said, what makes you think that? I said, it's my dream. This is my dream. They pulled the trigger and started laughing. Bubbles started coming all around us. And we were popping the bubbles. what's that song? Row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. We are putting out those electrical vibrations and things are coming back to us. It's time to wake up and recognize you, I'm talking to me too, I'm talking to Elizabeth. You have the power. You have the power. You have the power to control your own life. It was given to you. It's your life, not somebody else's life. It's your life. You choose to let other people beat up on you. Say what? You choose your path. You choose the outcome. You choose to put yourself through hell on earth. A lot of it's because you want to know. I know when I'm waking up now to what's been going on in my life this lifetime. Some of the things that's happened that have not been pretty at all. Been very, very painful. But I have been in places and played a part of being holier than thou. Being clustered away somewhere where everything was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. But then it was time to look at the other side. I would think, what makes her do that? What makes him do that? And gosh almighty, I found out. Dropped in the middle of stuff I didn't even recognize was happening around me until after I got at it. But you learn how people walk there, come and walk a mile in my shoes. That's what we've all done. We've walked a mile in those shoes. Memories are coming back so fast, but they're there for you too. When you ask and you are still, be still and know. Be still and know. Get in that silence. That's where the voice is. That's where the mystic is. That's where the divine is. And when you're still and not thinking all those thoughts of things outside the self, the love begins to be ignited from within. She wants to cry. It begins to be ignited. And that's where the power is. That's where the power is. Love is power. Not controlling somebody, but allowing the love to begin to come forth. And she's here blessing you. Look, she bows down to the Christ in it, y'all. She really does. She does that. She sees humanity as they are, not as who we think they are. She sees the light in you, and she bows to it. She's a little Buddha, and she'll come up to you and put her hand to your head and allow you to receive the blessings. You see the blessings. You see the blessings. The little ones shall lead you. They're coming in knowing. And as we begin to see others leave, I've been so unsettled sometimes this week, thinking of all the people, the mudslides and all these kind of things. But it's celebrating that freedom. When we leave these bodies, it's like, I've got an old flash of way back. I used to be skinny, but well, I mean, I tell you, I wore a girdle so tight. Everything was just so. There's go. And it's like taking off all that stuff, restrictions. You know. I don't know if y'all remember Preston Horn, but his wife called him from the hospital and he was making his transition. And then all of a sudden he was sitting in the car beside me and told me to look after Maxine and blah, blah, blah. I said, Preston, get back in your body. And he laughed and he said, what are you telling me this for? And he told me that. He said, it's like taking off an old girdle. He said, I don't want to be squished anymore. I want to be out and expanded. I want to be free. We're going to begin to experience more of the things that bring us peace than bring us pain. Yes, we're going through some rough waters, that ocean of emotion, but you're here right now to be the light. What does that mean? I'm seeing rough waters. I'm seeing the oceans turning. There's a symbology. They work in, Spirit works in symbology for me. And I'm seeing these things, but I'm seeing a beautiful lighthouse. That light shining. Coming to shore. Your safety. Your safety. Your safety. You are a safe place for people to come to when they're in fear and anxiety. Can you hear what's being said? And it's not about fame and fortune. You'll find yourself, you work from your heart because your heart is working with you. Your love is working through you. Your peace, your joy. If we can give people comfort, peace, love, not that lower love, not that that's bad, but the love from the heart. When we can be such close friends, male, female, black, white, green, purple, I don't care what color. We can be our friends from the other dimensions. But it's time to recognize life is precious. Not only in the human form, life is precious. In the stone, in the tree, in the plant, in the earth, in the water. And the more we begin to connect with it, the more it will connect with you. Because we are all that one vibration, that one being, which is the divine essence of all things. And that's coming back home. Remember the prodigal son going back home to the Father? The Father never left. The Father's never left you. That spark of divinity is right in you, right in your heart. But we look to this outer flesh. I want something out there. I want this. I want that. Oh, this makes me feel good. Ooh, whatever it is. But this is going to make you feel so much better when you get in here. Because those things that we have that we want so much to hold on to, we're not letting them go at all. I want to take everything in my closet, my house, and say, send it somewhere. I can do without it all. Somebody needs something more than I need in the physical form. They need clothes. They need dishes. They need these things. And as we find out what they need, we've got more than we can use. Look in your house. You have a whole lot of stuff you don't need. Somebody else wants it so much. They need it. We're a part of them. They're a part of us. And in that having that communion and that love, people feel that love. When they feel that love, they're going to give it back to them. Maybe not to you, but someone else. If they were blessed, they'll bless others. We forgot the blessings that we have in this world. We've forgotten how gifted we are. But it's starting to emerge. We're like the caterpillar now, coming out of the chrysalis. We're something so much more. And that something will not harm anyone. That something is pure love that has been with us from the beginning. And those that are in power have always manipulated and twisted it and turned it from the beginnings of time. All over this world, each culture had gifts, spiritual gifts to offer. But they were related. You have to relate in symbology when you're in these flesh bodies. So some worship trees, some worship the sun, some worship the water, some worship different things. They worship form. God was in form to them. And then we were taught that's all there is form. You start talking about spirit. You start talking about your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister that's on the other side is talking to you. You're a Looney Tune. That's what we've been told. Haven't you? I know I have. There's a little girl that was called that. Told me that something was wrong with me. No, there was something right with me, and I would accept it. But it's something right with you too. It's not your imagination. You're beginning to allow your spirit to communicate with another spirit. Your soul to communicate with another soul. And in those ways we find contentment. We find peace. We find order. We find wisdom. We find joy. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about right this second. I kept getting grounded. It's like, what am I doing? But we're here to comfort each other. Not with fairy tales, but with truth. And the change that has been so misunderstood, or no, wasn't misunderstood. It robbed your power. It robbed your power. You were split apart. You split apart from the left and right brain. You were split apart from your masculine and feminine. And power took over of the masculine, of the intellect. And notice a lot of the religious movements threw the Divine Mother out. Threw true love out, which is the great power when it's mixed with the masculine and feminine. It's a great power that was misused, abused, and thrown away, and buried if they could. That's my ex's dream. I never got it. He saw me being buried out in Egypt. They didn't let me go into a tomb. He never told me two dreams the whole time I'd ever been with him. But he said a whole group of people were carrying you out towards the pyramid. But we didn't want, no one wanted to bury her. Very few people would speak up. They wouldn't. So they would bury me out in the sand. He said when they started to go off, he looked over his shoulder and there I was. My body was up above the sand, just laying there. They went back and pulled me down and put me back in the ground. But I keep rising up. But then eventually all of them just kind of went away and said, whatever, we'll just leave her. But that's it. We buried the divine feminine. We've tried to get rid of the divine feminine. She has no power. And for ages we've gone through this different religious orders because the masculine wants to be in control. The intellect wants to be in control. You know what the divine feminine is? She's intuition. She is love. She is the mother, the comforter, that Holy Spirit that will come and will lead you and guide you into all truth. That doesn't leave out the divine masculine, but they're becoming one in us. That we can honor all that we are. You can honor that divine love of who you are. Now you take this, what I'm saying, any of it with a grain of salt, folks, or with a mustard seed. You don't have to believe one solitary thing I say. Because I'm not here to convince you to believe it my way. Because that's what the ego wants. I want it my way, as Elvis says. But I want you to go to your heart. If any of these things are touching you as, oh, I've always felt like that. I've known that. I remember that. But I've been taught this. I've been taught this. Look what's happening in the world right now. Bing, it's a clock. You see the clock with the pendulum swinging. 1 minute you think this, 1 minute you think that. And it's all about division. It's all about division. You listen to one group of people for long enough, you become brainwashed. You believe what they're saying. Boom, go over here. Listen to this group, you get really involved in it. You'll believe that. It's time to come right here, folks. Come back home. Come home to love. Come home to the heart. How is this darkness, this division, ever going to stop? Last night I wrote down something. Our friends share with us, don't they? Martin Luther King had a message for me last night. And he said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I'm sure he didn't just tell me that last night. I was still asking in the middle of everything, why the hurt? Why the hate? Why can't we get from this place to the other side? And I wrote that down. Hate will never help you. You will never find satisfaction in hate. In hate, you will find hell. In love, you will find peace, contentment, oneness, power, strength, zeal. All that you ever wanted is in the heart of love, the light. So how can we help ourselves and help the world? Be the example. That's what I'm hearing. Be the example. We are not saviors of this world. We are lights in the world. As we shine our light of love and peace and oneness and compassion, you will draw others to you. Have you ever met you've seen someone and they pass by and you go, oh gosh, that's the most peaceful person. How do you have that peace? How do you have that peace? There's so many here just radiating that peace. How do you go through your troubles? How do you go through pain and suffering? How do you go through the hard places and stay in peace? That's what we're being called to. We stay in the heart. I'm here. In that place of love. In that place of the anchor holds, though the ship is tattered. The anchor holds on the stormy sea. We are anchored even in the midst of emotional upset. When we come back to that place, when something starts to bother you tremendously, I'm hearing, just breathe. Just breathe. Be still and know that you're more than these fleshly things that's going on. You're greater than the mind. You're greater than the emotion. You are giving power over all things. all things in you. More healings are going to begin to happen on this planet as you discover the power of love that you possess. Because you will lovingly begin to speak to those parts of your body that you have mutilated, that you have put down, that you have criticized, that you've said so many mean things to, and you'll begin to apologize. Myrna Fillmore, I feel like she's here right now, saying that that's what she did when she had tuberculosis. To begin to take all the parts in her body that she had called sickly. She had called all kinds of things, and she didn't like how it was, and blah, blah, blah. She slowed down enough to begin to speak truth. She found the power of love in her, the power of light in her, and she was shining the light on every organ, every cell, every fiber, every tissue within her until she became whole. And then she reached out to others, not to control them or anything, but stand up and walk just like Jesus did. Began to work with their energy field, began to bless their energy, and tell them what she did. You're the examples for others to follow. When you have a healing, share it with others. Share it with others, that others can build that faith. We are the examples. What kind of daggone example have I been or you've been? Not always the best, I'll tell you that. Who can change that? Oh God, change it, change it, change it, change it, change it. Please God, please, please, please God. That's not the way it works. He said, you've got the power. You've got the power over you. You've got the power over your mind. You've got the power over your thoughts. You've got the power over your feelings. Now take this power and use it for your own self. Not being selfish, but once you come to that place, there's someone else that you can touch. And they will know exactly what you feel. They'll know exactly how it's done. Because these things that's going on within us, they can't always be explained with words. It's the feeling. The feeling of the heart. The feeling of the energy that's coming in. And the accepting of that energy of love. So many of you do not have those comforts within the body because you're not you feel you're not worthy to receive. You are worthy. You are worthy. Third time, you are worthy. The divine in you made you that way. And so it is. I feel like I've been talking a long time. I know I do it at the end, and I know I mentioned, Deb's talked to me about that. She said, Elizabeth, you talk and then you say, is there any questions? She said, I'm still processing. That's you. You don't have to ask a question. Is there something you want to share with us that would help lift a load? Because guess what? It's time for us all to open up and just let our love flow. Let our love flow out to others. How are we going to help those people that have just lost loved ones all over this world? How are we going to help those people that are hurting? The greatest thing you can do is send them love. Now the greatest thing is we pray for them. What do you think you're doing when you're sending them love? Because in that frequency of love and light, I'm hearing the song, all my needs are supplied. And it makes me want to cry. And just what you're saying about gratitude. I want to thank you for all you've done. Love is a great healer. Love is a great uniter with people. And you have the power. you have the power to make a difference in your own world and in others. That's why all this stuff is coming about right now. You're going to walk through the darkness until you can discover the light, whether in this lifetime or another lifetime. Morning is breaking. It's opening up in you. If you just will open up and receive. Our loving Creator, we give thanks for this beautiful day. The beauty of life itself. And the ability to just stop, look, and listen at all the magnificent things around us. Those trees, those hills, the sky, the water, the birds, even the cows that walked in front of us this morning, or those 9 deer that came in the yard yesterday. Oh, how beautiful, how serene. Let us be that peace. Let us be gentle as the deer, as graceful as the deer, in communion with each other, supporting each other. Recognizing all life matters. Thank you, dear God, loving Creator of us all, that's in us all and of us all, bringing us together to shine our light, that others will awaken to their own. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. Namaste. Anyone have something they'd like to share with us before we close? There's just a few of us. Something on your heart? Turn this on, sweetie. And the sweetie is my husband back here. Cody. Yes, it is. You're right. I just happened to look back at him.
I would just like to share what a blessing little Brinley has been to me this morning. And also watching her parents allow her to be who she is and not getting upset that she wants to crawl or she wants to try to speak. Just letting her be and loving her. That has really blessed me this morning. So thank you.
Someone else? Yes.
Wednesday night, we were talking with Kimberly, who is a member of our congregation, about the situation in Asheville, North Carolina. She's been making regular trips there and back. And she said, much like Elizabeth was talking about this morning, the best thing we can do is to surround those people with grandmotherly love. Now, we each have grandmothers in our lives, or we know of a grandmother that surrounds their children with that kind of love. And that can make a difference for those people, because those people, many of them are hopeless. They have lost their faith in what's going on. They have no support. They may not have any water. They may not have any food. They don't have any clothes. We have a winter coming in about a month. Many of them are worried, what am I going to do when the cold weather comes? But if they have love and we surround them, they can take the next step. Just wanted to mention
that. I just want to clear up something Reverend Elizabeth said that I said. She tells some of the story. She don't tell all the story. When she asked, does anybody have any questions? And I said, it takes me a while, and on the drive home, I start thinking of questions that I have. But I'm sure there are people in here who can answer her right off the bat with questions that they have or some knowledge that they have. And so there you go. But talking about Wednesday nights, when we come in here and all of that love and gratitude, we get grounded and we breathe. And we can come into all that love. And if you want to experience oneness, and you experience all the time anyway, but when you come in here, that's what the thought and the intent is. We're one, and we sit in here together, and we feel that energy and that love and send it out to all places, especially to ourselves. So, enjoy.
And that's it, is getting grounded in that place within us. And that's a place of love. And I also want to thank Hewes Street. We've had him here in Winston Salem, and he's traveled all over the world, but he has the Art of Living that's in Boone, North Carolina. Huge, beautiful place. They've opened their doors to feed whosoever will come. They're not charging. They're feeding the people, as many as they can get in there. So I honor him for that, and for all the restaurants and all the people that are doing these things. Send blessings to them, because this is really who we are. And of course, his main thing is teaching you to breathe. That recognizing that the breath is the very breath of life. And to me, when I think of breathing, we would just, if you've picked up nothing today except this. When you get upset, when you get nervous, when you're sad or anxious, just consciously breathe. And recognize the breath you're breathing is the very breath of God. The very first thing you did when you incarnated in a physical form, you breathed. You breathed in love, in peace, and you relaxed, and your little light began to shine. So just shine, just shine, just shine. And so it is. I truly love you all. And I do behold the Christ in you. I see this place as a place of light when God gave it to us. I felt that it was a healing place. Healing mind, body, and soul. And as we come together, the light gets brighter. As we each come together with our love, it expands. Last week, for some reason, or the week before, I think I said something about Shambhala was just above us. I had to look up that word and find out what it was all about, but it's heaven. To me, it represents that. All there is. A place of very high frequency. And you're what's attracting it here. You're attracting angels here. You're attracting more love here and peace. And I see us as a circle like we used to be, but I see the circle going out farther and farther and farther. The more that people get together in love, the more love that will begin to shine. You'll begin to walk down the street and smile at somebody rather than just look down at the ground. People will feel your love and see your light. Be who you are. Be peace. Be light. Be love. And so
this has blessed you in any way and you would like to help us with the light bills and all the things that go on in a place, a building. The ushers, they come, have an opportunity to share. Everybody. Love, divine love, through thee, blesses, multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.